Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today I'm on the summit of Black Balsam here, just off the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's a very, very easy hike to get up here, a really pretty summit. It's, just like basically heath and shrubs and things like that here on top of the mountain, so it's not super wooded. But it's a nice spot. And there's a main trail right here, a little side trail here, which actually has kind of gotten a little overgrown. On Black Balsam and a lot of these summits, I try not to pave any new paths because it's not good for erosion and that sort of thing. They really want you to stay on the path, and this is one that I think it's growing up, but I think this actually used to be one of their regular paths around the summit. But it's pretty quiet up here. It's Friday morning, almost 11 o'clock. And it's gorgeous. This weather is just amazing. It's probably 50 degrees and a little breezy here. I hope I have enough space here to set up. I've got this like space right here on the trail. The trail is kind of deep though, and I don't know if I have enough room to set up or not. I've got a new chair that I'm going to deploy, my Helix chair that I got from a REI garage sale, and so it'll be a nice test for it. See how well it works here, and yeah. So this activation is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to use my KX2 and AX2 antenna, which means I'll only be on 20 meters because my AX2 antenna is only set up for 20 right now. We'll see how that works. I really don't know how well it'll work. I've never done a SOTA activation with the AX2 antenna, which is really the reason I'm doing it. I just kind of want to see how it works. Yeah, we'll find out today, right? I have no idea what propagation is like or anything. We'll kind of figure that out along the way. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to stop this video. I'm going to set up and not actually show that because I just don't have enough room to really kind of do that properly. I want to take my time, make sure I'm putting my chair down in a good spot that's not hurting any plants or anything like that, and kind of get things set up. And then we'll hop on the air and see what happens. Okay, one quick note about this chair. I called it a Helix. It's actually a Helinox. I don't know the name for this chair. Again, I bought it sort of in a garage sale. I'll have to look it up, but I'll put a link to it in my notes on QRP.com. But so far, I really love it. It is crazy lightweight. I have had forever an Aldi chair, one I just picked up at Aldi in their section of just seasonal items. I probably bought for, I don't know, $10 or $15 or something at one point. It's worked great. It is bulkier though, and probably 3 or 4 times heavier than this one. This one's so lightweight, it's just kind of crazy. In fact, the reason the person before me turned it back into REI was they said it was just too lightweight. And I'm guessing they've had it at a campsite and like it's a windy day like today, and it just kind of blew because there's just nothing to it. It just weighs nothing. But it's sturdy. I like it, so we'll see how well it works. I don't even know how much they cost new or anything. I think I paid $45 for this or something, so I'm very pleased with it so far. We'll see how it works today. Okay, let me finish getting everything set up, and we'll hop on the air. Also, a really quick note about my kit here. Basically, this is my entire kit. Sorry, my camera shadow's in here, but not a lot I can do about that. This is my entire kit. It's just in this low pro pack. This is the CS60 or something, and Elecraft sells these now. They're under the low pro name, but I think they commission low to make these. This is a great little pack. This has lasted me. This is how 7 years old, 7.5 years old now, or something like that. So it's held up really, really well to my use. But basically, my entire radio kit's in this one bag. I don't need anything else. I got my radio. I actually have a throw line and a random wire antenna if I needed it, but I don't. This is my AX2 antenna, my logbook, my pens, my pencil's in here, and my KXPD2 paddles are in here. So this is my entire kit. This is all I need today to do the activation. So my pack was actually really light. The only thing that's maybe heavy is this 8-ounce weight and my water. My water in there is what's kind of heavy. So that's it. Okay, I'll finish getting set up now. Okay, I've got everything set up here. Now what I did was I strung the 20-meter counterpoise out, hopefully well enough for this to work. And I also Let's make sure you can see everything here in the shot. This is not an easy one. This is not an easy one to set up, to be honest. It's just, I'm limiting myself to such a tiny little space because I don't want to have any negative impact on the flora here. And so that's why I'm doing it. I am not even probably 15 feet from the big trail. There's like a little side trail. I'm probably not even 15 feet from it. So you're going to hear people walking by and they're going to sound like they're right here on top of me. People have been walking by this morning. I've got to set up my logs. I am not going to log on hammers today. I'm just going to do this on paper. But I need to get my phone out to remember the full summit designator, because I may be sending this if, okay, it's a W4C, so black balsam knob. It's a W4C stroke Charlie Mike dash 005, is that right? 5. Which means it's the 5th tallest summit here in the central mountains of western North Carolina. So that does give you a little indicator of this. It's a 10-point summit, which is kind of cool. Now, I have to apologize for the lighting here. I've got the sun at my back. It is a super high contrast day. So this may be hard for you to view, but I just don't have another place I can put the I don't have another place I can put the camera, frankly. This is the only space I've got here, so this will have to do. I'm trying to look to see. I have no idea. Maybe you'll be able to see the screen here. It's so high contrast, I can barely read the screen on my, I can't even hardly see the screen to focus the, there we go, the circularly polarized lens. Now I need to move down to the 14 meter band, because frankly, that's the only band this is set up to do. Now I've got to extend the whip. I haven't done that yet on my AX2 antenna. There we go. Well, that made a big difference, didn't it? And let's go ahead and hit the ATU, and hopefully this will tune. Hopefully this will tune. Come on, tune. Yes, good. Good, good, good. Okay, so now we are the 29th of September, 2023. I'll put KX2, AX2, so I can remember that. 20 meter band. We will not be moving anywhere else today. Okay, let's see. What's the time? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoops. 1,500 hours, and I'm running 5 watts of power, that's all. Let's see what we can do here from the summit of Black Balsam Knob. I'll try to put this out so you can see it every once in a while. I don't need noise reduction on. There we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. I know who that is. Let's stop. Oh, there we go. Good to get to the logs again. That's who I heard earlier. I was going to go for him because he was the weaker station earlier. Got him. Those summit things are so long, aren't they? Got him. Oh. I thought I heard an S2S out there, so I'm going to call it S2S again. Okay, wait. Got him, got him. So you came up a little bit. There we go. Two, 229. 339, sorry. Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's a strong signal. VE2TH. Okay, so just a little post-activation audio note here. So at the time, when I worked YC2 VOC, I wasn't familiar with the call sign. I wasn't familiar with that prefix for good reason. And I think I couldn't believe where I thought it might have been from. So I assumed that this was like some little island in the Caribbean, something like that. Immediately after this activation, I checked on my phone and found out that Y2 VOC is on Java Island in Indonesia and is an avid SOTA chaser. And just to make absolutely sure I hadn't worked him remotely or something like that, I sent him an email, and he replied pretty quickly saying, hey, it was great putting you in the logs today. He was running, I think, about 20 watts with an ICOM IC7300 into an OptiBeam antenna. So he had a great antenna. But basically, I had just worked the best DX I've ever worked in the field with my smallest, most compromised antenna that I own. So there you go. Now back to the activation. I just dropped my phone in a place I will not be able to get until after I'm done with this activation. I've got a little buzz in my speaker here I need to sort out. There's no way I can get my phone down there, but it doesn't look like I cracked the screen, so that's good. Okay. Okay. Let me try to get that T end station at slow. Okay. Oh, there we go. Good old Carl. Got to meet him in person at 4 Days in May, which was wonderful. Okay, was that AUB? Is that what I heard? Got it. Okay, that was right. Oh, wait. Oh. Did I hear an in? Somebody's not listening at all. Yeah, that's right. Just to put a little more traffic out there so this person calling QSL can hear me. What? What? Oh, that's right. He's just coming right up next to me, but I can hear him because I'm... Let me move my filter. Now we can't hear him. I just changed my... I keep my... Okay. Let's just go ahead and call CQ again. Maybe he'll come back. Yeah, so W4 AUB only moved a half a kilohertz away, which is fine with me. For some people with wider filters, though, that may be... What's that? Who are they telling the... Okay. Come on, let's see. Got him. I'm going to have a huge file to transcribe when I get home. I'll try to check this battery here to see. I cannot see how much is left on my battery. There's just so much sunlight coming on this camera right now. I'm going to turn this off before I get anybody else because that was a lot of contacts. I'm pretty sure I'm running out of batteries, but honestly, I've got to head down the hill here soon. This was about a 2-hour detour for me today to come up here, and I've got to be back in town to grab my daughters who are at an event. Let's see, so How many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Not bad. Not bad. I could have kept going, I'm sure. You see how sloppy my handwriting gets at the very bottom of the page because I didn't have anything to hold on to down here. So that's the reason why. But I hope you can see all of this. I'll actually have pictures of my log also in my QRP post for the field report. So you can see that easily enough. I'm going to actually take my camera off the tripod right now so I can hold it without it being in the way. There, now I can kind of see, gosh, I actually have a pretty good bit of time left on my battery, but maybe, you know what, maybe I'll do, I have to go down there and get my phone. You see my phone down there? It's like falling down in a really tough spot to get, so I'll see if I can do this without falling over myself or knocking my radio over. There we go. Okay, I got it. Just have to rearrange things here. Sorry, I know that didn't mean to throw that in your face. I'm gonna rearrange myself here just a little bit. There we go. Let's see. This is actually, I didn't mention at the beginning, this is actually a park activation too. This is a park activation for Pisgah National Forest. Now, you know what? I am not going to hunt because I really am looking at my time here. I just don't have time to do that. Sorry, messing with trying to keep my camera gear together. One of the things you have to really pay attention to in a situation like this where you've just got so much stuff around you is if you drop something out of your bag, you need to keep your bag zipped up really, really nicely, because if you drop something out of it, man, that's it. Like, you will not be able to find it here in this. So anyway, I'm going to hop off here. I'm very, very pleased with this. I mean, this is an AX2 antenna. I worked Europe. I worked all the way across the West Coast. I got a YC2. I'm trying to remember where that is right now. I need to look it up on my map to see. I'm just like really excited. This is just such a small antenna. I mean, look at this. It's just nothing, That's all it is. So it's possible to do SOTA with just the most simple antenna if you want to. In fact, I think SOTA is even easier than SOTA, because SOTA you only really need 4 contacts to have a valid SOTA activation, a valid activation. You don't have to really validate anything if you don't want to, if you don't care about points or anything. It's just so easy to do this, and I think with SOTA, it's a little more, competitive is not the right word, but like, people try much harder to hear a SOTA station, I think, than a lot of times POTA stations. POTA stations can have really big pileups. SOTA stations tend to get a little more DX, and I think it's just the nature of the beast with SOTA. I wrote in a post today, the whole reason I'm actually doing a SOTA activation today, if you want to know the truth, is because this morning I did a field report for Bear Wallow Mountain, which I did earlier this month. I think it was on the 5th of September. I just did that field report, and I've actually got kind of an achy back today, so I could not do a really long hike today, but I really wanted to do a SOTA summit. So I thought I'll take a really lightweight kit with me, then do one of my easier summits, which is this one. I did this with my buddy Monty. It's been, I don't know, a while back now, and it was a super easy summit. I mean, really, it's a very easy, if you can hike at all, you'll really love this particular summit. It's beautiful up here, just gorgeous. And I thought, well, I'll come out here to Black Balsam and just give it a go. And I'm glad I did, because the weather's just fantastic. Like, it just is primo weather for activating. Cool enough you don't get hot, warm enough that you don't get cold, sun's out, clouds, I mean, blue skies. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And it's just starting to turn fall up here. So you can see some of the changes in the leaves, and this is just stuff I live for right here. I love this. Richland Balsam's really nearby. If I had time today, I would have activated it, but I think I'm going there with my wife, daughters, and meet up with my father-in-law here within the next couple of weeks. I'll probably activate it when I do that. There's actually a belated birthday hike that we wanted to do, and it's been belated now for like, I'm at least a quarter a year older than when that hike was supposed to happen. But we've just been so busy, it's been hard to make it work between my father-in-law's schedule, my daughters, and our schedule. So Anyway, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm not going to show packing this up because it's just, I'm not going to be able to get the right angle here with everything. But I do thank you for coming out with me today for this SOTA activation. I hope you have a chance to go do some SOTA yourself. Remember that SOTA is not all about hiking. So if you're not physically able to do hiking, and I have friends who really just can't go hiking, but they love SOTA, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can always chase, and they have some really cool awards for chasing. They have the Shack Sloth Award, which is kind of fun. And SOTA needs chasers because when you go up on a summit, like this is a very pleasant day, but I've been up on summits when it wasn't pleasant and I really couldn't spend much time on there. Maybe it was 20 degrees and blowing wind and snow and stuff, and you just can't, you don't want to be up there for very long, so you really want to get your contacts out of the way really quickly. That's when chasers are just so important in this program. It's a really tight-knit community. POTA is very tight-knit. I think SOTA maybe even is a little bit more. Also, if you want to do SOTA activations and you just feel like I said you're physically you can't do them, don't worry about hiking. There are loads and loads of summits that are accessible to people with disabilities and that are drive-up summits. So just ask around local SOTA groups. If you live in an area with SOTA summits, ask around and you'll find that there are quite a lot of drive-up summits. So you can do those summits. The only trick with SOTA is, with parks on the air, you can actually activate from your car. You can activate mobile, and lots of activators do that. Cannot do that with SOTA. You have to be outside your car. You can be 10 feet away from it, and that's fine. You just can't use your car in any way, shape, or form for supporting your antenna or supporting your activation. You just have to be away. It needs to be purely portable. So basically, I've gone to some SOTA sites that I don't actually do a whole lot of drive-up summits myself, but there's one, you can look on QRP.com for Anderson Mountain as a little one-point summit I did, and I probably was 15 meters from my car or something like that for that activation. And that'll kind of give you an idea of what a drive-up activation is like in SOTA. It's very, very easy. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get a good chance to go out and play radio, enjoy the weather, and be kind to one another out there, because all we got on this planet's each other. Take care, everybody. Until next time, 7 threes.